This is your stimulus check update, your second stimulus check update, and your stimulus package update as of Friday, July 3rd. This is your stimulus update, and happy Friday. I know a lot of you are asking for a SBA PPP loan update, so I'm going to have Hannah from the Clara CFO Group, who is a fellow CPA, give us an update on the SBA PPP loan later on in this video. Today is a very important day for the senators because today is the start of their 17-day vacation. Senator Kevin Cramer said that he thinks that the senators going back to work in mid-July provides the right timing because they work well under pressure to meet the August 7th deadline to pass the next stimulus package. August 7th is their deadline because after August 7th, they go back on a 24-day vacation. Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, said, first of all, I'm not leaving for 2 weeks. Pelosi said that she'll be working on the next stimulus package that is coming up later in July. Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, who represents the Democrats, and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who represents the Republicans, will be putting together the demands of their respective parties to negotiate the next stimulus package. Republicans, they're already arguing that a big stimulus package may not be necessary due to all the positive economic reports coming out for June. But meanwhile, the Democrats are saying that assistance is urgently needed, especially to state and local governments, because there's massive layoffs on the horizon. Layoffs for firefighters, first responders, police, and other state and local jobs are expected. This is all due to budget shortfalls. We have two conflicting stories between the Republicans and the Democrats. This means that the next stimulus package, it will not have bipartisan support where both parties agree in order to pass something quickly. I'm saying this because the last stimulus package, the CARES Act, that took 8 days to pass. That's relatively quick. That's because there was bipartisan support where both parties agreed, and they both wanted to see something pass quickly. So let's see how long this next stimulus package passes because there's so much disagreements on major topics. Regarding the second stimulus check, it now looks like both parties, Republicans and Democrats, will agree on it. So that's a piece of good news. Larry Kudlow, the National Economic Advisor to Trump, said that stimulus checks are probably going to be part of the next stimulus package. A big topic of disagreements is unemployment benefits. Larry Kudlow said that the $600 weekly federal unemployment benefit probably would not be included in the next stimulus package. If I had to give a forecast of what to expect in the next stimulus package, I would say expect a second stimulus check. Expect the federal unemployment benefits to not be extended for $600. It might be extended for the $250 or the $300, but I would say don't expect it to be extended for the full $600, which it currently is. And expect funding for state and local governments. There's going to be a whole bunch of other relief items and assistance, and I will keep you updated on those developments. Now let's switch over to coronavirus news as this impacts our economy, America's reopening, and what's going to be included in the next stimulus package. Dr. Fauci, the go-to guy on infectious diseases, said yesterday that COVID-19 may be mutating to spread more efficiently, which is bad news for us. The research study conducted by Sheffield COVID-19 Genomics Group is showing that the new strain is different than the one that originated in Wuhan. Confirmed cases are now rising in 40 states. We hit a new daily record yesterday on Thursday at just over 55,000 cases. Texas governor has now mandated the use of face masks in most public settings. Indianapolis will be requiring the same thing on July 9th. And the mayor of Indianapolis said that this isn't complicated. It's a piece of cloth that could save the lives around you. For those of you in states that are now implementing the face mask rule, in Illinois, we've had that face mask rule for quite some time now. And honestly, at first, I saw that as an attack on my personal liberties, on my personal freedom. And I'm sure many of you are thinking that if you get COVID-19, that you'll be fine, that you'll survive it. But the thing, though, is that it's not about you, it's not about me, it's about protecting other people that are susceptible to it, that would not be fine if they contracted COVID-19. So what I can say to all the newcomers to the face mask rule is that it will seem like a hassle at first, but me being in Chicago and with the rule in place for quite some time, I mean, I've gotten used to it, and it's about protecting other people. It's about protecting the other people that are vulnerable to COVID-19. Please leave a comment, your thoughts on the face mask rule and what you think about it. At least that's my perspective on it. Let's now switch over to Hannah, founder of Clara CFO Group, for an SBA PPP loan update. Hannah is a CPA, and she has her own YouTube channel devoted to helping small businesses.
Brian, thank you so much for having me on your channel. I'm here to share PPP updates, and June was a big month for the PPP loan program. The first is that the Flexibility Act was passed on June 5th, and it was a big one. The first thing that it did is that it extended all loans from the 8-week covered period, which is the time you can use your money, to a 24-week covered period. This gives borrowers a lot more time to use money. Additionally, it also changed the minimum percentage that you needed to use for payroll costs from 75% now down to 60%. That means that you can use up to 40% for other allowable costs. Remember, that's things like mortgage interest, rent, and utilities. The other thing that I thought was important to mention was that loans that are issued after June 5th will have a 5-year loan term, but loans issued before that are still at the 2-year loan term. The other thing that the Flexibility Act added was that it allowed a few more exemptions for FTE reductions. So they are saying that if you reduced your headcount and you weren't able to hire people of the same quality, of the same capabilities, if you weren't able to find somebody eligible to fill those roles, that those positions could be exempt. Additionally, they are also saying if you had to close your business or shrink your business, or you weren't able to come back to the same capacity because of social distancing rules that are federally mandated, then you also can get some FTE exemptions because of that. So this adds a little more flexibility to the program. Now, the next thing that was clarified during June was the forgiveness process. So now we have 2 applications to apply for forgiveness, and you will apply for forgiveness through your bank. So you can use either the full-blown application, or now they have an easy form. So the easy form makes it easier for those businesses that are pretty simple, maybe a sole proprietor with no employees, or maybe a business that didn't really have to change a whole lot during the time, where they didn't change payroll that much. They might be eligible to use the easy application. Additionally, now we know that we have 10 months after the end of the covered period to be able to apply for forgiveness. But also, if we use all of our money early and you are still in your covered period, the SBA is now saying that yes, you can apply for forgiveness before the end of your covered period. Maybe you have a 24-week covered period, but you only use 10 weeks of money and you have it all spent at that point in time, you can go ahead and apply for forgiveness. And lastly, I wanted to mention that the SBA has made it pretty clear that they're going to be looking at owner compensation, owner employee and owner compensation. They're going to be looking at 2019 data to determine forgiveness. This is really meant to help people avoid windfalls with their compensation. So they don't want business owners taking the money and paying themselves a bunch of extra. So we're going to be basing forgiveness off of 2019 compensation or 2019 profits, depending on what entity type you are. All right, well, those are the big updates I wanted to share with you. Again, Brian, thank you so much for having me. I hope this is really helpful for everyone.
Thank you so much again to Hannah for the SBA PPP loan update. Please check out Hannah's channel. I will leave a link to her YouTube channel down below. Thank you so much for joining me on this Friday. I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, and I will keep you updated to all the developments on the stimulus package, the economy, and tips and advice. Thank you so much. Please stay safe and please take care.